So you created allegation. Nedu was caught in the crossfire and he lost, his job. And you see came out on air to say that you used Nedu. You don't really care what happens to people. All this while you are saying, you feel sorry that Nedu lost his job. And you came out and say you used him. After he has lost his job, you still came out to say you used him. That's not fair at all. It doesn't show that you feel remorse for him losing his job. That's my understanding. Because if you feel remorseful, you won't come out and be saying you used him. So you fooled him. That's what you are trying to say. Hello, my people. Welcome again to Trending Stories. I know we have been following up what is going on between the Veryblackdarkman and Nedu of Honey Bunch podcast and then Deeone. We know that a few days back, Deeone, was on Honey Bunch podcast and made allegation that a Veryblackdarkman do men. So everyone have been, shouting and say, "Hey, guy, you've made this allegation. Put out the receipt. Let's see what you got. You can't just, come out and, allege that somebody did something." But Veryblackdarkman, in his own wisdom, decided to ignore, the D1 that made the allegation on the Honey Bunch podcast and went after Nedu, the key guys who are, handling the podcast. And that's, a move he made did not end well for Nedu, as Nedu has reportedly left the Honey Bunch podcast based on this whole drama, that was, trending for quite some days now. So, but the question remains that why is Veryblackdarkman ignoring, the one that made the allegation and went for, Nedu? So, well, I know they are all, friends and understand what, goes around them. So I think from what Veryblackdarkman has said in his videos, that he knew that Nedu was part of the team that, gingered the guy to do what he did. And besides that, that they also have powers, to do the correct editing and, take off all those kind of controversial, information, but they didn't do that. And based on, what had transpired on that podcast, that he was also kind of pushing him, trying to make him speak. And he also said that, the podcast has been a platform, given to people to, create controversial, videos for them to get clicks and, make their money and all that. And we have heard from different, people who have made it clear that being invited to the podcast, most of the time, what they said there are being twisted, just for their own selfish interest to drive traffic, to their platform. And some has also, said that the way they were treated, because I was, listening to the audio file from Udu, Udu, so talking how the kind of condition that was given to him if he is going to participate on the platform, because he just want to clear the air on some certain things that was said about his brand. So we've seen quite a whole lot of stuff coming out negatively concerning that, on a bunch of podcasts, but you can never tell. Unfortunately, Nedu has left the podcast. But is that the goal? I don't know, but we're going to take a look on these issues from the perspective I viewed it. Now, people were wondering, why is Veryblackdarkman ignoring this guy? First, Veryblackdarkman believed that the guy doesn't want his time, that D1 does not want his time, that he knows him as a content creator who is looking for who to use to blow, who was trying to, create attention for himself to trend. And he doesn't want to give him that kind of platform and that kind of attention. So he ignored him totally in all his videos. In fact, I think I heard him also in one of his videos said it clearly that he doesn't do man, that he's a straight guy who deals with women only. That's what he said. But now, a few days ago, D1 was on TVC News, right? And in that platform, he said a lot of things. I'll pick some of them, and I'm going to also play you the video, but not all the video, just some key, components of the video, of his interview at TVC. Now, I think we're going to watch the video first, then we'll come back and I'll pick out the things I've seen and then we'll put it to rest. Let's take a look at the video. I'll be right back.
You have consistently talked about VDM for quite a long time, yet it's refusing to address you on the matter. Is this afraid of you or something? Why do you think he doesn't want to talk to you?
I actually want to say the truth. I was the one who set a trap for Veryblackdarkman,
Okay.
using Nedu. You see, this whole thing you are looking at, this whole thing you are looking at on social media was planned.
Okay.
Okay.
Planned by who? You?
Planned, yeah. I planned it alone.
Alone,
That's yeah, but Nedu did not know. I used Nedu to get Veryblackdarkman because for 18 months I've been studying this guy. I wanted to know, is this guy real, or does he just jump into conclusions and manipulate Nigerians?
So do you have the answer to your question?
It is clear.
That he is real or not real?
So some things, because I'm not going to totally, but some things he actually gets it right. But most of the times, he jumps into conclusion and then manipulates everybody.
But looking at what has happened,
Yeah.
Nedu finally, or rather leaving the Honest Budget podcast, do you regret the decision to set the trap?
Well, I did not know that Nedu was going to lose his job, and I feel really bad.
Okay, so he lost his job. He did
Not
not
that he stepped
resign.
down.
Well, not
Resign.
lose his job. But he doesn't have that job anymore. That's what I'm saying. For now, pending, the whole. I did not know that was going to happen. But what is? And I'm really sorry about that. But he has made a couple of mistakes, and this is for correction. We're not trying to bring anybody down, and that's why when people say, "Oh, bring out proof," I am not blackmailing him. That's what people should know. Okay. When you bring proof, and when you begin to, that is blackmail.
But why? Why VDM?
Sorry.
But why VDM?
Well, he said we should monitor him. Nobody has come out to say monitor me.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm also concerned about this thing about his sexuality.
Yes.
You claim that you have proof.
Yes.
Where is the proof? You've not showed Nigerians yet.
Can I Nigerians? Now.
Maybe you should come because it's not playing.
No. Okay, let me come there.
Don't worry, just.
No, don't worry. You can
No.
come.
Let me come. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
done.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Now,
What is the end goal?
the end goal is for Veryblackdarkman to be more responsible. My only regret is that Nedu had to step down from the podcast. That's my only regret.
All right, welcome back. As you have heard from him, he said that he is the one that planned the whole stuff, right? And that he used Nedu to set a trap for Veryblackdarkman. That's what he said. The question is, what is the trap? That's what I was asking when I was watching the video. What was the trap? There was no trap. For me, I didn't see any trap. He said in the video that his trap caught Veryblackdarkman. How? There was no trap. There was no trap that caught him. He ignored you. He did not respond to you. He has nothing to tell you because to him, he cannot create platform for you to trend. And he did exactly what he said. He ignored you totally. You are the only one making the video, responding to yourself, challenging him for court, challenging him for whatever. You are the only one. He didn't speak to you. So he chose his fight, that his fight belongs to Nedu, and he pushed it to Nedu. And this started a lot of information based on their private conversations and all that. And along the line, all those things caught up with Nedu. Let me say this. Deeone said he spent 18 months studying Veryblackdarkman. And at the end, this is what came out from the 18 months of study. Then I don't know the kind of study he did because there's nothing on what he said. If you have spent 18 months and come up with this, I'm sorry, that 18 months was a wasted time to me. And I'll tell you why. If you have spent 18 months studying somebody, you must have come up with something new, something concrete, and with receipts, with evidence. So to back up what you are saying, when you are doing a research, for example, you have to come up with your findings, come up with solutions, and you have all the documentations on how you arrive, to your conclusion. That's what it is. So studying somebody for 18 months is like researching the person for 18 months. And this is all you can come up with? That's ridiculous for me. Now, in these 18 months, you said you are studying Veryblackdarkman. What did you learn? You came out on a podcast and said they do men. Is that what you learned for the 18 months? But I think it's not news. Veryblackdarkman by himself came out and told the world that in his past, he has done certain things that today is not proud of doing, but it has happened and he has put it behind him. He spoke how he shoot nude videos and sell it. He spoke how he has done his hand job to some men. He said it. So he has said all these things, and that's why he keeps saying that he is already on the floor. He's already on the ground. And there's nothing you can do somebody that is on the ground other than roll the person on the ground. He has said this repeatedly, that if you come for him, you are the victim. If he come for you, you are the victim as well. Why? Because he is him. Veryblackdarkman is Veryblackdarkman. Veryblackdarkman is not the kind of person that does packaging for himself. He is real as he is. If you have seen him today, that's the way you will see him tomorrow. That's why he can put up singlet, put up short, and travel to anywhere with slippers. He doesn't care. That's his nature. And he has come out to say what happened in his life in the past. So coming today to tell us that after 18 months of study, you are telling us what he has told us that happened in his past, then that is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. You wasted your 18 months for nothing. That's what I have to say on this. Now, what's the new thing you are telling us? Nothing. Because are people surprised that if you say you do man? Nobody is surprised and nobody will be. Why? Because he has told us about himself. And that is why he has informed the world that he has now created a new image of himself. And that is who he is today. Everybody has a past. All right? So most of us today, when you look at your past and look at where you are, you will beat your chest that you are making progress. And he is making progress with his personality of today and a whole lot of things he has, channeled in his path. I don't think Veryblackdarkman will be that foolish to go back to, where he was coming from. He knows who he is. He knows the personality around him today. All right. How he started doing recoveries for people, who have been, old or, people that were maltreated, He has made mention of the cases he has handled, the monies he has recovered for people free of charge. All right. So today he has, launched an NGO that is going to run to help to support, the education system to improve infrastructure and the rest of. And people donated, including you, like you presented on the television, that you have receipt of the money you have sent to the NGO account. Be patient. When he's ready to launch out, he will announce it. Every step he has been taking in the NGO, he announced them. All right. When money comes in, he shows it to the point that he even link the bank account to be showing on the website in real time. That shows he's transparent in what he's intending to do. So for you to start an NGO, especially when it involves government institution, it takes a whole lot of time to plan. So he has to go to the drawing board to plan how to effectively deliver on this assignment. And don't forget, he can't just jump into a school and say they want to renovate a school. You have to, get government approval because they are the owners of the school. And for you to do all these processes, get Minister of Education's approval, or commissioner in the state approval or whatever, you have to go through so many processes. You have to assemble the team of construction people that will, do the work depending on how you want to go about it and stuff like that. So you are putting whatever you put in the account freely, willingly. Be patient and wait for him to launch out. All right. All this system that somebody buys pure water, he says it's NGO money. People should, try to be, fair enough, when they are making some certain, statement. So presenting the deposit you made on TV, I mean, how much is it? You didn't mention the amount. At least we know Don Jazzy brought up to 100 million. And he's not holding gun on VDM's head and say, hey, what's going on? Because he trusts him. He trusts him that he can utilize that resources to do what he said he will do. All right? This is February. All this NGO stuff was happening till end of 2024, and this is early this year. So give him time, watch and see. When he doesn't deliver by mid-year and they are not signing anything, if you start talking, then it can make some sense, right? Yes, he need to be held accountable. I agree with that. But when I watched what he said on what Deeone said on TVC, I was seeing maybe jealousy, I'm seeing maybe hate. Because when you are saying, oh, you come and present Zenith Bank this and that after the prank, this and that, I don't get it. He's a social media personality. So he's doing what he should do to continue to create attention for himself. Just like you are doing today. All these things you are doing, you set trap for Veryblackdarkman, you planned it, you are just trying to create attention for yourself. You are just trying to trend. You are just trying to be there on the news all the time. And that's what social media is all about. So Veryblackdarkman is creative. He creates a lot of, things that puts him on the spot and puts him on top of trending issues. And you understand this business. You are in social media stuff. So you should know how this whole thing works. So, but coming to tell us you studied him for 18 months and he's doing men, that's still news to me. It doesn't make any sense. And he has debunked it already in one of his videos I watched, where he said he doesn't do men, that he does women. That's what he said. So You claim you have evidence. You have shown it to is it OAP station. You have shown it to the TVC guy. Post the video. Very simple. What you do is to blur, the faces of the other people you claim that are in the video and show it to the world. That's how they do it. So if you are now holding the video on the phone and you are claiming that because of the other people in the video, you will not post it, that's ridiculous. In the world of today, no, that's ridiculous. If you have receipt that is doing men currently, not in the past, currently, show the video. Blur the faces of the other people in the video and show it, show the proof. So otherwise, I think there's nothing to discuss in this issue here. And these are part of the reasons Veryblackdarkman ignored him and then moved on to someone else. So unfortunately, I will conclude to you that whatever trap you claim you set, whatever investigation or study you think you did on Veryblackdarkman, the study is on how to fire Nedu from his podcast. That's just what it is. Because Nedu was the victim. Veryblackdarkman wasn't the victim. And there was no trap. No trap caught Veryblackdarkman. That is the honest truth. So your study led to the sack of Nedu or Nedu losing his job, whichever way it goes. That's what it is. So this is a lesson that for you to come out and make some grave allegations, you need to know the implication. You need to understand the extent this can go, especially when you're looking at a character you are trying to malign on on social media. If you are picking a fight with a Veryblackman, he will come for you with everything he has. That's who he is. He may not look for you, but you come for him, he will come to you with all that he got. That's exactly what he did. He can fight dirty. So you created allegation. Nedu was caught in the crossfire and he lost, his job. And you see came out on air to say that you used Nedu. You don't really care what happens to people. All this while you are saying, you feel sorry that Nedu lost his job. And you came out and say you used him. After he has lost his job, you still came out to say you used him. That's not fair at all. It doesn't show that you feel remorse for him losing his job. That's my understanding. Because if you feel remorseful, you won't come out and be saying you used him. So you fooled him. That's what you are trying to say. And now, on that same interview on TVC News, he said that he's not doing this to blackmail Veryblackman. He's not doing this to, bring him down. He's trying to correct him. You are his father? You want to correct him as his father or his mother? I don't get it. Or you are the manager managing him that you are correcting him. Face your own business. Do what you need to do for yourself. Leave other people to do what they have to do for themselves. And what correction did you give him there? There's no correction. So what is the correction? That's what I want to understand. You said you are doing what you did to correct him. You did that to malign his personality, his credibility, because you are angry that he will always beat his chest that he's a man of integrity. So you are looking for dent, something to tarnish that, package that he has, that is a man of integrity. He's showing everybody what is going on the, NGO, how money comes in, who sent money on real time, and he fights for people without collecting a dime from them, recovers even up to 90 million, according to him. He didn't take one dime from anybody, and he fights for the people, and so on. So I believe he may have been thinking, why is this guy always trending and getting things done and all this thing? So he was focused on finding a dent to bring his personality down. That's exactly what it is. Because if not, why will you come out and say he's doing man? Why? If it's not to attack his personality. That's what he just did. You just attacked his personality. Attack that integrity he always hold, that's what he does. So if you're not want to correct him, is that how to correct somebody? No. For example, Veryblackdarkman made a mistake by relying on the information or the conversation he had with Nedu, forgetting that there are some guys who don't even have liver to woo a girl, but they will come behind and claim that their baby has been doing this with them and things like that. There are guys like that. So if you are running with what they say, you may enter into a ditch. And that's the reason when he posted, one of the girls and said, Nedu told him this. I was like, no, because he would have kind of, called the girl, find out what's up, and so on and so forth. But at least he took some steps, to call her on the live and then be able to apologize to her. But from this video, I'm also trying to appeal to Veryblackdarkman. Since he went to Nedu, she went to Nedu for help, and this whole thing turned out this way. Now that you have come into her way, I think you should use your platform to, support the girl. so that she too can be able to, get her feet and blow. So that's the much you can do for her, apart from the apology, anyways. But that's my own, suggestion, that you can do that for her. Let her, get that thing he couldn't get from, from Nedu, at that time. So that can help her to, put herself together and then, make her future more brighter. So that's my, suggestion, that Veryblackdarkman should look into it and see what he does, for the girl, using his platform to, support her brand as well. So that's by the way. But there's no correction here. There's no correction. Veryblackdarkman is a man of his own. He does what he wants to do, and he's ready for anything that comes out from what he did. That's who he is. He doesn't back out from a fight. He faces his challenges headlong. We have seen that happen during the Bobrisky and the Falana issues and things like that. So he has been going to police station and coming out, and so he's ready for anything that comes his way. That's who he is. So, but if you are coming to tell us you want to correct him, I don't know what you are correcting him on. I don't know the kind of correction you gave to him by maligning his image. All right, by speaking on a podcast that is going worldwide, that is doing mad, when you can't even show an evidence that is being shown to people one by one. I don't know what kind of evidence is that. So the issue remains that this whole drama is highly unnecessary. People should desist from being jealous of one another. People should desist from hating one another. When somebody is doing well, understudy them. Go close, find out what are they doing that you are not doing well, so that you improve what you do to be able to get to where they are. That's the way things work. But thinking that you can pull somebody down, drag people anyhow, so that you can blow. Blowing doesn't come that way, because people are wiser today. That's what it is. Now, you have successfully killed the Honeyboss podcast. That's what you just did. You have successfully fired Nedu. That's what you just did. Then the Veryblackdarkman that is your target, there's nothing that's happened around him. The guy is still the same guy running. In fact, blowing more than you think. That's exactly what it is. So this kind of fight is highly unnecessary. Highly unnecessary. And people know from day one that you are not a fan of Veryblackdarkman. You and Veryblackdarkman are like Tom and Jerry, cat and mouse. So people understand that. So that's why when you throw your debts on him, everybody already knows what you are looking for. That you are chasing crowd, you want to do this. That's what people are saying. Because for me, I've sat down to listen to this, especially this video you did on TVC, because that's where you express your intentions, express your objective and all this. I looked at that video and I was like, wow, just cost the man his job. And you still came proudly to say you used him. Well, maybe you beat Nedu in their game. Maybe. Because many people have gone to that podcast are complaining how they were used and so on and so forth. So, I don't know, but my own personal independent analysis in this whole thing has shown me that there's nothing here. Nothing. You achieved nothing for the 18 months. That's just the conclusion. Because you didn't do anything to Veryblackdarkman. The image of Veryblackdarkman you want to pull down, the image is climbing. That is it. And secondly, the lesson you said you want to correct him. I didn't see anything you are correcting him on. I didn't see anything in your videos that you are correcting. You're just beefing with him. That's just what it is. So, well, I wish you guys all the best. And unfortunately, Nedu, well, I think you can see the picture. And I believe you must have learned some lessons. When you're talking, you know the kind of things you share, all these things, people talking anyhow just to boost their ego. People can run with it, not knowing that it's just a mere talk. All right. So unfortunately, you are caught in the crossfire, and it is what it is. So you can see that the guy who used your platform doesn't care about what happens to you. That's what it is. So because he has his own personal ambition using the platform, and unfortunately, you gave him that platform. You also gingered that talk that day, and then the arrow hit you. So, well, I don't know, but it's quite sad that you are out of the Honeyboss podcast, and I know you are playing a great part in that podcast. So finally, in this issue, I think if you are picking a fight with Veryblackdarkman, please make sure you are picking a correct fight. The fight you know you can win. Don't just pick any fight, because Veryblackdarkman is Veryblackdarkman. Veryblackdarkman is Veryblackdarkman. Veryblackdarkman can come for you with everything he has. So pick your fight wisely. For this fight, it's unnecessary. For this beef, it's unnecessary. Everybody should just focus on their own brand and work towards building your brand. All this creating controversy to trend and get clicks and be able to get money from YouTube or whichever platform. yes, everybody is in there for money, but content should be something that is more educative, something that is kind of pointing to a direction that can help improve certain situation or certain condition. But everybody have their own ways and their own channels and their own platforms, and what they do with their platform, that's the person's business. But as it is, I think this battle, there's no battle here, nothing, as far as I'm concerned. So whatever trap Deeone think he set, there's no trap. He didn't catch anybody. So stop saying you set trap for him and they fell for it. He didn't fall for anything. He ignored you totally. He didn't see any value in you to have any conversation with you or exchange words with you. And that is ridiculous. It's so demeaning. To me, it's so demeaning that you are speaking to somebody. He ignored you as if he's not hearing you. It's demeaning. So just focus on another thing, create another content, and forget about Veryblackdarkman and whatever you are saying about him. And we hope that the soonest he will start his NGO initiative, and we start seeing what he's doing, with funds people have contributed for his NGOs. And people trust him and believe him that he will handle it professionally and do a good job. And we hope so. And we look forward to see what happens in the near future. So I'll leave it out there. I don't know the way you guys also saw the video. You can put up in the comment section what you also think from the video. This is what I think I saw from that video he did with TVC News in the interview. So whatever you also perceived or saw or felt or interpreted from that video, feel free to discuss it on the comment section. If you are new to my channel, please like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notifications so that when my next video drops, you will be among those to be notified. All right. So, well, I wish everyone all the best, and do have a wonderful weekend. I'm signing out. See you.